Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And if you are an American descendant of slavery, you probably have wondered the same thing that I'm wondering today at some point. Why are Black Americans always in the spotlight? We just go about our business just like everybody else, working, going to school, taking care of our families, doing what we're supposed to be doing. But every old Tom, Dick, Harry, Sue, Lou, Mary, everybody has something to say about Black Americans. If you go on your YouTube channel, I go on my YouTube channel, people are coming in from all over the world talking about their people don't like Black people. Asians talking about their people don't like Black people. Hispanics talking about their people don't like Black people. Indians talking about their people don't like Black people. And then the other day some Samoans were talking about, oh, their people are racist against Black people. And I'm asking myself, who do these people think they are? Who in the hell cares about all these shitty people? Nobody cares about these people. But yet and still, they have our names in their mouths. And so I'm just trying to figure out why. And it ranges from the lowest to the highest, from the lowest racist to somebody like Nikki Haley running for president. Nikki Haley, who thought she was on a roll running for president of the United States. She had her talking points down. She was moving around and working the room just like she knew what she was talking about. A first generation American of immigrant parents thinks that she should be the president of the United States without having a full grasp of what the United States is about, how it was formed, and whose backs it was built on. And somebody asked her a simple question, and she couldn't give an answer, knowing full well, or should have known, that the Civil War was about slavery. And now she's going on her talking circuit, talking about having Black friends. And by her not knowing the answer or not answering that question correctly, that brought up the whole question about Black people and Black friends, which it should not have. All that question was about was the fact that she either didn't know what the Civil War was fought over or she didn't want to say, because it would have offended her white supporters and donors because they don't want to acknowledge that the Civil War was fought over slavery. That didn't have anything to do with anybody having Black friends. And y'all know what? There's so much written about this and so much talk about this that people are more concerned about whether they like us than we are about whether they like us or whether we like them. I believe people think we care. And some might, but I don't think that's a majority. I don't see Black people losing any sleep over whether or not all these other races of people like them or not. What I see for myself and other Black people that I know is that you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. I don't care whether you like me or not. But the world seems to think that it's a big concern that they don't like us. Do y'all care? Please let me know. Because when I look at the Karen Hunter show and they have these commercials or these ads on that show, I see one guy had a t-shirt on that says, "We are the global majority." Black people are a global majority, so I don't even know what all these other people are talking about. But anyway, I want to go over this article that I read from the New York Post. This is an article written by someone named Philip Bump. And it starts out, how many people have Black friends? Now, Philip Bump is white, so he wants to know how many people have Black friends. There are few defenses against allegations of racial insensitivity more notorious than "I have Black friends." There was perhaps a time at which this was compelling, a demonstration of familiarity with Black culture and Black people that would effectively blunt such criticism. But it is easy to see why, particularly these days, it generally isn't. Friend is a malleable term. It's very easy and probably common for one person's friend to be another person's acquaintance. More to the point, the invocation itself has become, through overuse, a far more reliable indicator of myopia about black culture than of familiarity with it. And that is actually true. People think because they listen to rap music or they like Oprah Winfrey on TV that somehow they have black friends if they know some black person in their office. And that's really not what friendship is. The question is why do they keep doing this? Why is it important for somebody to think that you have black friends when you really don't have any black friends? He continues, we might consider this when evaluating former Ambassador Nikki Haley's defense of her past failure to identify slavery as the central cause of the Civil War when asked about it during a CNN town hall Thursday night. So Nikki Haley flubbed the question. She failed to answer the question correctly and then turns around and says, well, I'm not a racist. I have black friends. And people who do that don't realize that's insulting to black people because your friendship is not more important than you knowing the cause of the Civil War and discussing it in a town hall meeting. Slavery was the main cause of the Civil War, and that topic should be given the respect that it deserves because of the people that were involved in it. Whether or not she has black friends is of no consequence to most black people. Now, this writer goes on to quote some statistics that we are all familiar with. He says that about 40% of white Americans and about 25% of non-white Americans are surrounded exclusively by friends of their own race. Is anybody shocked by this? That your friends mostly come from your own race or ethnic group? Isn't that the way it is with everybody? He says this wasn't uniform across the country, they found. While interracial friendships were more common on the West Coast, the South has the lowest percentage of people with more than 5 acquaintances from races that don't reflect their own. Haley's home state of South Carolina, as you are likely aware, is in the South. Yeah, we know South Carolina is in the South, and white people in the South are friends with white people, and black people in the South are friends with black people. There are outliers, but black people and white people in the South have come to an understanding, and it's pretty much like I said, you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. Now I'm skipping around a bit, but this is an important point from this study that he's writing from. Black Americans are more likely to have more black friends, with black Americans identifying about 8 in 10 friends as black. Now, he seems to be surprised by this. Why wouldn't most of black Americans' friends be black? They still believe, I think, that we are looking for validation from other groups of people, and it's just not true. And toward the end, he says, among white Americans, though, the percentage of same-race friends is higher than the other groups, with 90% of white friendship networks being identified as white. He said about 80% of black people's friends are black, and I'm going to say it's higher than that. He's saying about 90% of white people's friends are white. And I'm saying that black people's percentage of black friends is going to be close to the same as white people's percentage of white friends. Because black people are not out here making friends with all these white people that are not making friends with them. And they need to get that out of their heads. Most black people are friends with black people and are satisfied with that. That's the whole point. These people really seem to think that black people need their validation or their friendship or their approval in some way, and it's just not true. And also important here, he's saying that this pattern holds for other groups too. Most of the friendship networks of Asian Pacific Islander Americans is also constituted of Asian Pacific Islander Americans. So see, everybody is grouping off in their own group. It's just that they think that it matters that they don't like black people. And that is my issue. It doesn't matter that you don't like black people because we don't like you either, maybe. And black people are typically not even making videos about who they don't like. Because you have sense enough to know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I don't like Indians or Asians or Hispanics or even white people for that matter. I might have to deal with white people more. But just because you deal with somebody doesn't mean you like them. They deal with us, many of them, and they don't like us either. So they need to get this out of their head. This is a problem for me. I have noticed this trend a lot. And these other groups of people will come on these social media platforms talking about their people not liking black people more than white people do. These minorities, people of color as they call themselves. And I really feel like we need to get the word out that it doesn't matter if you don't like black people. Go on about your business and live your life. Because most of us don't even know you anyway. Now this is the craziness that sums up what I'm talking about. After he went through all of this study and said that most people are friends with people of their own racial group, he ends by saying this. This is still not quite getting at the question posed by Haley's remarks. How many Americans have friends who are black? Among non-blacks, it seems the best we can answer is relatively few. Among Asian Americans, into which group Haley falls, given her Indian heritage, only 2% of friendship networks were black. Now, everybody's friend with everybody else, but somehow it's important that Asians only have 2% black friends. Now, it didn't ask about black people. It's never important what we think or how we feel. It's always important about how people feel about us. And this is where the resentment comes in for me. I don't care. I don't have any Asian friends. I don't have any Hispanic friends. I don't have any Indian friends. And I don't have any white friends, but I do have white acquaintances. And I consider myself fairly normal, fairly regular, and I am very pleased with my friendship network. But somehow there's a problem with these other races of people. To me, this man probably has some type of covert racism in him that he's not acknowledging, because he's making it an issue that people don't have black friends, but he's not asking black people whether they have white friends or Asian friends. So it's important that they are friends with us, but it's not important that we're friends with them. In other words, they are supposed to pick us, but that we don't ever get a chance to pick other people. So this. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I really want y'all to tell me what you think about this, because this is very annoying to me. And last but not least, I thought y'all would find this amusing too. There is a Wikipedia page that says, "I'm not racist. I have black friends." And it just says that this is a saying that's used by white people to try to prove that they are not racist toward black people. And this is just another way of putting black people in the spotlight for no reason. If you would like to read it, look it up on Wikipedia. I'm not racist. I have black friends. This kind of stuff really gets on my nerves, and I want to know what you think about it. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.